Hello, my name is Amber Scott and I'm going to be doing Lab 6 for Food Science. Today we're going to study the effects of manipulation on muffins and the effects of sugar on cornbread. Alright, so we've mixed up our dry ingredients and our wet ingredients. The well has been made in the flour and we're going to pour in the liquid ingredients. So all of our muffins are in their pans waiting to go into the oven. We have our 4-stroke batter right here, which you can see is not very well mixed at all. There's still wet and dry ingredients. We have our 14-stroke muffins. Those are lumpy but mixed. And then we have the 34-stroke muffins that are well mixed but still slightly lumpy. And then our 70-stroke muffins that are very smooth and shiny and really formed together. They're almost like a dough now instead of a batter. So I'm going to throw these into the oven. I'm going to bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes and then we'll come back and evaluate the appearance, texture, and flavor of each of the different muffins and see how they are. Okay, so our muffins have just come out of the oven and you can see that the ones that were only mixed 4 strokes did not rise at all. There's still flour all over the outside. The ones that were mixed for 14 strokes they're lumpy and they rose well. The 34 strokes, they are semi-smooth and golden and they rose to peaks. And then the 70 strokes, they definitely rose a lot and are very smooth and even, more even coloring than the other ones. So our muffins are done and I have them all prepared onto individual plates to show which is which. Our first one is the 4 strokes. As you can see, there's still a lot of flour on the outside. The bottoms have burnt as well as the edges, and that's probably the flour that was not mixed in all the way. When we've cut them open, you can see that it's a very dense and packed. The outside is very rough. Very dry and crunchy. It's not good at all. Our next muffin was the 14 strokes. These turned out much better. They're still rough and coarse, not really rough, but coarse on the outside. They're bumpy, but they are golden brown. A little bit burnt on the bottom. The inside it's crumbly, so you're getting some of the crumbs that come off. It's also very spongy. These are good. They taste like muffins. A little bit dry on the outside. Our next muffin is the 34-stroke muffin. These ones are pretty smooth, almost completely smooth on the outside. Well golden, and they rose a nice amount. The inside, you can see, is very spongy. It's got some good texture to it, not too many big holes, and it's not too densely packed. These are still a little bit bland. The crunch is nice from the outside as opposed to the other ones which have been really crumbly and dry. The taste is still bland, but they're more chewy. Lastly, we have our 70-stroke muffins. These ones are very smooth on the outside. They rose really well, and they're deeper golden on the bottom, but nice and light golden on the top. For the inside, they're pretty dense. You can say that they got some big air pockets in there. And let's try these. I feel like these ones have the best flavor of all of them. You can almost taste the sweetness from the sugar coming through. And they have a nice chewy texture. And they're not crumbly and dry. Now that our batter is ready, I have decided that since I don't have the 8x8 pans, I'm using these little crocks to cook my cornbread in, which is what I normally do. It's either these or the muffin pans, but for the sake of this lap, I'm going to use these. So our bread just came out of the oven. It took about 24 minutes to bake. This one over here is the one with sugar and this one is the one without sugar. Just by looking at them, the sugar cornbread has browned up a lot better than the non, so it's got that more golden glow to it. So when it comes to the taste of the two cornbreads, I'm gonna try the sugar first. You can definitely taste the sweetness to it. It also brings out the corn flavor really well. It's a little bit dry like cornbread is, but not so dry as to where it'd be unpleasant. Now for the no sugar. The non-sugar, it is pretty bland. You can taste the corn essence behind the recipe, but you don't really, it's not really an enjoyable taste. It's really lacking in the sweetness. So that completes our lab for today. We've evaluated the muffins and the cornbread today, and I hope you've enjoyed doing this lab with me. I know I have. I have plenty of cornbread to take with me for the rest of this week, which means chili for us. I will look forward to seeing you next week when we do lab 7. Have a great day.